Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And boy, Robbie, it's getting spooky in here.
Oh yeah, super. It always is. There's always poltergeists flying around here.
Yeah. We're talking about not the Salomon Spectur,
Not the Topo Athletic Spectre, spelled differently.
but the Salomon S Spectur.
Yes. So S-Lab from Salomon, that's kind of their performance line.
Top of the line.
The real cream of the crop, creme de la creme.
You know how I like to compare it?
Is creme de la creme, is that French?
Yeah. It's the cream of the cream.
You're welcome.
When you think of S-Lab, think like Adios from Adidas, like the Adios Pro and the top tier Adidas. And then like if you're thinking Saucony, that would be the Endorphin line. So different brands have kind of created this top tier line and then your average tier line. And then there's probably like big box. But on this one, this is S-Lab. That's top of the line.
Yep. Yeah, I think S-Lab is like slab in French.
Or Salomon Lab.
I think that's the idea behind it.
Could just be that.
Oh, that's probably makes more sense. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, yes, the S-Lab Spectre. Now, there's something about the shoe that's a little bit different, so we should probably dial it back and
dial it, Robbie.
Yeah, let's talk about real quick.
Hello? Okay.
Let's talk about this shoe. The S-Lab Phantasm 2, which came out last year, or I guess depending when this video comes out, earlier this year, 2023. And this was their premium race day shoe, kind of meant for elites. It had a Peba midsole, very lightweight, carbon fiber plate, really nice upper, honestly, one of my favorite uppers of any race day shoe. Pretty fast, just one of the true racing shoe.
You want to see something crazy? We also have...
I was worried you're going to hit me in the face with that
No,
shit.
we also have
right.
the un-S-Lab Phantasm.
And this was a garbage shoe. Okay. For a $250 race day shoe?
It wasn't, I wouldn't put this on for
right.
race day.
Yeah.
It for a regular shoe, not horrible.
Yeah, but I would say if you're picking up a race day shoe, you would never really go with this. This weighed, I don't know, it's pretty heavy for a race day shoe, kind of.
You heard it here
you
first.
Can tell it just by, yeah. The sound test always works. You can tell it's heavy.
Wasn't our favorite, but it wouldn't be for race day. But you're saying, I didn't have this one in my size when they sent out samples. I know that you ran it. You even raced in this, didn't you?
I don't think I raced, like did a true race in it, but I did, workouts in it. Okay. It was it's a nice shoe. I did like a 16-mile long run in it, I think, with some paces.
Anyhow, this shoe, Robbie, this is for the elite.
Yeah, so this, and Salomon will specifically say that this is meant for those who are running sub 3-hour marathons.
Yeah,
This is
shoe. To win the race.
So then they said, what about everyone else? What about the rest of us?
This is to win your race.
Right, and really my race, because it's right.
I don't know though, we're in a little gap area.
I'm hanging onto that gap.
Yeah.
So this is basically for the 3:30 or slower marathoners.
8:03 pace and above.
Yeah, so they're thinking, if you're on your feet for 50% longer than other marathoners.
Like you're out there for an extra hour compared to the top tier people.
Yeah.
Your foot strike is different. What you need for support is different, but you still want that premium, the foams and the tech and the stability and the stiffening agent. You want all that stuff in the shoe. And Robbie, how are you gonna get it?
Well, so do we want to start getting into the shoe?
Yeah, let's do it. So, but let's just say this is the shoe that is their solution to people who are running 3:30 and above.
And they're pretty adamant about this. Like they're not backing down from that. This isn't a cheaper version of a race day shoe, like that. Like say the Endorphin Speed 3
versus the Pro.
Right. So they're saying this is this.
Just for a different runner.
This just for a different runner. Okay. So before we get into whether that's true or not, let's just talk about the design of the shoe, the materials, and everything else. So the upper.
I mean, before we get started, this is my favorite road Salomon shoe I've ever tried.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And we got that out of the way.
That's the review.
Yeah.
Everybody's turned it off.
No, but the upper fits really nicely. I like it. It's much more of a traditional fit than the race shoe that you were showing there, Robbie. It's not as lightweight. It's not as cut, but it fits really well. Laces up nicely. The tongue is in here. I didn't have any issues with it. I kind of wish it was gusseted.
Yeah, actually, I will say I feel like I did have issues with that because it's not on the run, but you have to be make very damn sure that you're getting it flat in there because
When you get started.
it can get curled up there, especially at the bottom if you're not careful.
Yeah.
So make sure, that's flattened out. I do wish it was gusset. It would have been nice.
The gusset would see, that's what takes care of that problem. You don't think about it if it's got like that booty sock or the gusseted sock.
Right.
It kind of takes care of having to worry about that. Once I got it on my foot, it wasn't too hard to adjust it, and it stayed in place, so no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the upper is very comfortable. Lots of support and padding here in the heel with this kind of like extended heel counter type thing.
I didn't get any Achilles rubbing, did you?
No, not at all. And I usually wear pretty low cut socks, so no issues there.
Sexy.
Yeah, low cut everything. I did feel like the fit on this was a little bit long. As most Salomon shoes I've tried, this was long on me, and I got the right size in this, so went down a half size, fit pretty perfect.
I also went down a half size. This is a size 10 to my normal 10 and a half.
Yeah, so
And it fit perfect, even with a little extra room, I'd say.
yeah, there's a little bit of extra. It's a good amount, I would say. But yeah, upper overall pretty nice, good lockdown, no movement, everything was good there. Moving on to the midsole.
Can we say one more thing about the upper that I like?
Sure.
All right, check it out. On the side there,
Oh yeah.
it has that nice feature. I love this. Like if you're gonna use this for a race day shoe, oftentimes I do save my marathon shoes because I'm like, if it was a good day, if it's a crappy day, they're going to Goodwill. But if I have a good day, I love saving it. And I've written my times on, I have several pairs of shoes where I've written my time on it. This has a little spot on the shoe that you can write your time and the date and the race right here on it with a Sharpie. And you have a little keepsake.
And it doesn't have to be verified, so you can make it up just to impress people.
Yeah, but I
on a
wouldn't.
first date or something.
Robbie, you're not going to make it any faster than 3:30
That's true.
because that would be
That's
ridiculous.
true. So I don't know who we're impressing.
Yeah.
But the
Wait, that's still an impressive time.
yeah, for your grandma, like when she doesn't.
Oh, you're getting hate mail for that one.
Dude, that's my time. I was saying,
Okay.
no one's impressed by my time. No, I feel like it is, but you know how it is. You tell someone your marathon time, nobody knows what it means.
They don't know what it means. Nobody cares. There's only one
unless
person.
You're a hardcore runner.
Yeah. And even then, when somebody's asking you their time, they're just trying to see where they fit in compared to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the midsole.
You got to have Peba, right? If it's a race day shoe?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, I'm not even going to review it.
We will.
That's not.
But we're going to give it a bad review.
No, you do. I feel like
we're
you have to
kidding.
have people or some style of super critical or something in there to make it make it these days.
Yeah.
So there is a Peba top layer of foam, what they call their energy foam plus. And
It's not Energy X, it's Plus.
Yeah.
It's one or the other usually.
X or it's an X. It's just
Sideways.
45 degrees, I guess. And then so we have the plate in the middle here, which is like their energy plate.
Carbon infused. You got to throw the carbon in there.
Yeah, energy blade, carbon infused plate. Now there's something peculiar about this plate.
It's
as you can already see.
Yeah, it's not what you would call symmetrical. It's asymmetrical.
Yeah, and it has wings that come up here on both the medial and lateral sides, more on the lateral side. Which I gotta say, I kind of liked.
I do too.
I don't know. There's something.
Kind of give you that extra guidance through the heel.
Yeah, there was. It's definitely a different sensation than I felt before with a plate.
The plate in general feels further back on the shoe. So like when you're running, I feel like you feel it a little bit further back towards the arch coming through, which I kind of liked. It does give you a nice stable feel, even though it has a narrow throat here. You are constantly twisting your ankle. I don't see you twist your ankle once in this shoe.
No, it is interesting because it is very narrow right here in the midfoot, but it doesn't feel, I'm trying to think of another shoe that'd be similar to this. I mean, anything like a lot of the Adidas models are like that, but this, I felt very incredibly stable in this, probably more so than any other.
I think that's that wing.
Yeah, it's definitely that wing, and then obviously the widened heel helps a lot, and the forefoot's decently wide, so I think that all comes together to make it a pretty stable shoe. Now the bottom layer is their energy foam, just standard energy foam, which is EVA. So EVA in a race day shoe, is that acceptable?
It's not here to be the lightest, fastest shoe. As a matter of fact, my size 10 weighs 9.4 ounces or 269 grams, which isn't the lightest, but the trade-off is you're on your foot for another hour, hour and a half, 2 hours compared to somebody wearing their top of the line race day shoe who's doing a sub 3 hour marathon. That extra cushion, the support is what I think they're trying to sell you on, that like you're not going to be up on your toes the whole marathon and you're going to start sinking backwards, so that foam and getting that stable feeling underfoot is really going to help you with economy later in the race.
Yeah.
So I think it's that trade-off between the soft, gooey Peba foam, moving it to this, which is a little more stable, a little more structured.
Right. So how do you feel about the overall ride on this shoe?
Okay, first off, I totally love this shoe. I don't know that I would use it necessarily for racing. I feel like I fall in the hopeful range right between the two. I'm not going to run a sub 3. In the last couple of years, I've run a 325. And then, when I'm training, I want to get back to that. That's my goal. Last year was a little different. We were running lots of marathons, so I ran a little bit slower. So I could have benefited from a shoe like this just because we were doing multiple marathons close together. This might have been a good idea, but as far as the feel of just the ride, I really loved it for like training miles, which this wouldn't be for. They said for the elite, this would be a good training shoe, but that's where I would use it.
Like you said, it's a very good shoe. In fact, I find myself like wanting to run in it a lot. It's such a really nice feeling shoe. It's a little bit soft, but you get a bounce. It's almost like soft and firm at the same time.
That's what the beauty of it is. You get
like
that nice landing, but the firmness of it helps you roll forward. So it gives you that momentum. I feel like sometimes shoes are too soft, and when you land in it, you start to feel like you're in sand. Other times shoes are too harsh. And so once you get past like 6K, you start feeling that firmness, or 10K, you start feeling that firmness in the shoe. Where this one, you get the nice soft landing on the Peba foam. You get the roll through and the stability from the plate with that foam on the bottom that just kind of keeps it all together.
Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I really did love this shoe. It's just hard to say, like, you basically have to have faith in what Solomon's saying, because you're not getting that magical feel from it that, like, say the Alpha Fly or the Adios or even the Phantasm 2 has, where it is that like true racing feeling.
Yeah.
And so you almost have to take them for their word for it. They're like, oh, this is the better shoe for me.
It would be interesting to see. The problem is, I think the test for you would have to be running at that, say that you put it on 8:03 pace. You'd have to run for 10K and then see how you felt for the next 3 miles or so, just to do the test.
Yeah.
And then switch it up and try the same thing with a race day shoe. And then you'd want to have like the oxygen mask on so you can see your VO2 and see if that's working. But not, how many of us have access to that?
Yeah, and no, exactly. And I'm not saying it's not true. It's just, I feel like that's a hard gap to...
Leap of faith.
Yeah. It's a Indiana Jones action in The Last Crusade. Yeah, I think it does take a leap of faith if you're gonna want to race in this shoe. And
either a leap of faith, or you have to be someone who's like, I really know that I want something comfortable for 26.2 miles, and I know I'm not going for sub 3:30.
I mean, I feel like, we talk about racing shoes that would be good for first-time marathoners or people like who are going to be out there for a while. I think this would be an awesome shoe. I think this would be perfect. I
also think, I have plenty of miles on this already. I think that you could probably train in this and then run your marathon in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't think you're going to kill the foam.
No, I think you could do everything in this shoe. So if you are looking for that do-it-all shoe that goes with you on race day, like if you're on a budget and you want to buy one shoe for everything, this would be like the perfect option in my opinion.
There's also another thing that I think sometimes is intimidating to people. If you're on that edge between, like you think of how you think of your own paces, and you're like, I don't want to show up to the line in like full, like heavy artillery, Alpha Fly, all that stuff. I just want to be low key. I don't want that pressure. This is that type of shoe where you can go and you know that it's designed for the job you're about to do. And you're not going to be like feeling that pressure to be like, I need to look like an elite when you're, in the 4-hour corral.
Yeah, so if you're looking for something like that, something that's a more stable race day shoe, something that's definitely going to provide comfort but still have that nice race day feeling to it, still lightweight on the foot, lightweight enough anyways, I think this would be a great shoe. Now, it is the same price as all those other race day shoes, which is kind of why we're talking about the whole, would you pick this or another one? Because it is $250.
Yeah. And we know what we never did? We never talked about the drop.
Oh, yeah, sure. So the drop is 38 millimeters in the heel and 30 in the forefoot.
What's that math? 38 to 30?
Yeah, it's tough. No one knows.
8 millimeters, people.
8 millimeters. So that's, like, it's just in that range of a lot of race day shoes. So it does come out in May 2024. So we still got, what, 5 months?
Well, let's cut to the chase here, Robbie.
Okay.
Are you, if it's a marathon.
If there's one thing we do, it's cut to the chase every time.
Anyway, if you're signing up for a race tomorrow, and you know right now you're conditioning for the race, you haven't been training for a marathon, you could probably finish one.
I actually probably would pick this shoe if I.
All right, let me give you the second tier. So that's the shape you're in without training for a marathon. Last marathon you ran was New York City. Since then, you've been kind of relaxed and just enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
This is a shoe that if I said, Robbie, we got this special assignment, we're running 26.2 tomorrow, this is a shoe you grab.
Yeah, I think so. Especially if I'm not. Oh, okay.
Now, we're going to say, you've been training hard. You're going to go for a PR.
Yeah.
What shoe are you going to put on?
I mean, if you've seen our Alpha Fly 3 review, I feel like everybody knows what I'm going to say.
Okay.
But there's just like no comparable feeling to of that shoe to this, and this might be a better shoe for me. I don't know, but
that's where the testing comes in.
The feel of that shoe, the bounce, the everything about
Solomon,
it.
you're gonna have to bring Robbie out to the labs in where are they located? Is it Switzerland?
We need AI simulation to just do it for me because I don't want to have to run. Yeah.
Go all the way out there.
Run. Yeah. Well, France.
France. I said Switzerland.
You were getting the red and white.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. All the way out there and get them on the treadmill with the VO2 max. Anyway, all right, so that's kind of it. It's a confusing shoe for us because, one, we really like it. It's really fun to run in. I'd probably stick to using it more as a training shoe. Like, I really enjoyed running miles in this. When we got this shoe, I ran like 2 weeks straight in it. And this was the only shoe I used for that time period, and I was happy.
No, it's a great shoe, and
I did have one slip in it, but I don't think it's the shoe's fault.
You were on like the slickest composite
I was on wood docks with probably mold on the top of the wood docks, and then it was raining, and I came around a corner.
I've seen so many people bited on that.
I went down hard.
Yeah.
I got a bruise on my hip.
Yeah.
It like if it had been on video, it would have been like America's Funniest.
It probably is on. It's definitely on a video.
Yeah. We live in a city.
We didn't mention the outsole grip. I don't know that we need to. It's the Conta grip, which is kind of their like classic, like Salomon premium grip. It's fine. It works well. No
Unless
issues.
you're on wood decking with mold and rain.
In which just don't do that.
Yeah, you can avoid that. Here we go.
Right.
Robbie, what are you giving it?
I'm giving it a green light. Yeah, I think it's a pretty great shoe. Again, we'll have to see if people make that leap of faith.
Here's the thing for me. I'm giving it a green, but it's kind of like a hammer in my toolkit. Everything's a nail. So with this one, I would be using this for everything. For someone who is like, knows that they're like, if they're trying to break 4 or they're trying to be around 4 hours, I would go with this shoe just because I think it's going to be a more comfortable experience for you. The running experience is going to be better on marathon day. And it kind of takes that pressure off.
No, I agree. And honestly, it might be the best option for me, but it just doesn't have.
You keep saying that.
It just doesn't have that pop that I like. You know that
sensory feedback,
that crazy like pop and roll.
Well, that's where I felt like you feel that back a little bit further in this shoe.
Yeah,
like,
it's just not as propulsive as a I don't know.
I felt like when I got into a good pace, this shoe just can lock in and cruise. So you know what you can do. You watch the video. If you got this far, you gotta smash the like button. If you didn't get this far, maybe some subliminal, thing will hit you earlier in the video and you'll be like, I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna go watch some.
How are you talking to someone who didn't get this?
Because I can do that. I can go through.
You're doing
like, go watch a Shane Gillis video halfway through. I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, or you could watch some Turnstile videos. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, check out our interview with drummer
Daniel Fanning. Well, that's from our podcast. So you can tune into our podcast. You can also check out our website, believeintherun.com. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Help us get there. Be one of the people that hits that subscribe button. And then also, the best way to stay in touch with everything Believe in the Run is doing is to subscribe to our email. You can easily do it from the website. Robbie writes a heartfelt message in every email each week.
Sometimes sarcastic. It's a mix. It's a grab bag.
It really depends on your mood.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
So if we don't get to 100,000 subscribers within the next... Oh, wait, no, we want to give incentive to do it. If you help us get to 100,000 subscribers in the next month, Robbie will shave half his mustache and do the next review with only half a mustache.
I know that's not going to happen, but so that's cool. All right. Yeah, I'll do it.
Make it happen.
All right. Peace.